now tuned into the biggest ever. YMCMB, Tunchi Lee, Young Angel, Young Lion, man. Y'all boys get on the track with Onika Mirage and y'all still dying, man. What's up? We in this bitch. This ain't gonna be the first time that I do numbers on 2 crutches. Seen more plaques than 2 brushes. Until I'm at the pearly white gates, I gotta move something, do something. All meetings happen in person, so they can't prove nothing. No, that ain't.
Let's get ready to rumble!
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? It's your boy Ryan Fraser, and I'm back with another one. Man, hold on one second, y'all. Just having a little mic check. Yeah, I'm back with another one. Here we are, Boxing Talk Up North. It's your boy Ryan Fraser. And yeah, man. A lot to take in, a lot to talk about. Boxing's crazy. You know, boxing gets crazy. We love this as fans. And we're gonna keep it moving here. We're gonna keep it going, you know, because Jaime Munguia, as much as he's been active, as much as he's been fighting, you know, I'm not gonna say like our man Edgar Berlanga said he messed up the bag. Nah, that ain't true, man. It's just, you know, boxing happened. That's what happened with him. So shout out to Munguia. Shout out to everything that's been going on, man. But that's boxing, brother. Some you're gonna win some, you're gonna lose some. So at the end of the day, it is what it is, man. But shout out to everybody for tuning in. Make sure you smash that like button when you come in. Make sure you subscribe, turn your notifications on, do whatever you gotta do. But thanks for the ride, man. Boxing Talk Up North. It's your boy, Ryan from the 6. Ryan Fraser's in the building. Yeah, man, let's get into it. Let's talk about it. Jaime Munguia, obviously he was supposed to win. Man, what a upset, bro. What a upset. And sorry, y'all, I didn't get to change my slides, so a lot of them are old slides, but that soft touch turned into an upset, turned into a nightmare. And Jaime Munguia and his team are already exploring the rematch using the clause that they had in the contract to get it back. But you know, I don't know how this gonna look, man. I really don't know how this gonna look. To be honest, that should have never happened, bro. That should have, man, Jaime. But he was standing right in front of dude. I felt like he was doing. He was winning the fight easily, but he was just doing way too much. Standing in front of dude, punching, and like not expecting anything to come back. This is boxing, brother. You know, I know this guy had like I think 4 knockouts, maybe not even that. So people looking at it like he can't knock nobody out. He ain't got no punch power. But man, he did you in dirty, just like Ann Wolf.
Did not really fight her.
Oh, big right hand. One punch. That is it. Forget about the count. It is over.
Yo, man, Jaime was out, brother. He couldn't get up. Like, he was out. He got counted to 10. It wasn't like the ref just stopped it. You know what I'm saying? He was out, man. He couldn't recover. So, like, this is one of those things where it's like, man, did that Canelo fight take a lot out of Jaime? Or was it the Derevchenko fight where he went life and death with him? Or was this just a lucky punch? You know? What y'all think, man?
Yeah.
But I don't know, because Jaime Munguia, he's always had defensive problems. He's always getting hit way too much for my liking. So this is kind of like a damn. One of those times where he got caught, man. He got caught peeking out. You know, he's throwing a combo right in front of the guy. And then the guy's throwing back. And literally Jaime not moving. Like, he's just there, right in front of him. And I just don't get it, man. Like, you got to move. You got to move your head off the line. Why are we keeping our head on the line? But these are flaws that Jaime's had for a while. I know he left Freddie Roach and whatnot, but I don't know if Eric Morales could save him, man. But his style is always gonna be fan friendly. I think the Mexican fans love Jaime Munguia. He will still be loved. He'll still be in big fights, man, because he is action packed. Great guy. Doesn't say anything crazy in the media. So I don't think like this is gonna hurt his stock as much may think, man. But he's got a rematch with this guy. What's his name? Sursas? Surace, sorry. From France, I believe. Yeah, so Jaime Munguia is gonna have to rematch him. He's gonna have to get it back, man. And we'll see what happens after that, to be honest, because Jaime Munguia, just to me, he's never been a good defensive fighter. So I don't think I don't think he'll learn too much from this. I think he'll be in the same position, but this time he gotta step down on the gas and get the fight, get him out of there pretty much. Because he had the dude down in the second round. He was winning the fight the whole time, but and that's what happens when you let guys stay around, hang around. You get caught. And then you end up like pancake meat. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Oscar. What's going on, my brother? Yeah, I just popped up quickly because I know I ain't gonna get on live the rest of the week, bro. I got a busy week ahead of me. Christmas is almost here, so I gotta try to finish the shopping, bro. I haven't even started. Crazy. But yeah, all my nephews and nieces, gotta take care of them. And then my kids, you know how that go. But yeah, man, Jaime Munguia definitely done messed up the bag. As Edgar Berlanga, this guy's crazy. I can't believe he said it, man. This is what I'm mad about. I'm mad about the WBC just ordered Mbili versus Munguia, and then Munguia comes out and has that performance. So like, what happens with that fight now? Like, and the Edgar Berlanga acting like he's coming off a win or something. It's like, bro, you ain't even fought. You still look like you in the donut store. You're not even in camp. You're not even getting ready for a fight. But you talking about Munguia when you need to worry about yourself. And shout out to Caleb Sweethand Plant for putting that out there. Like, yo, Munguia didn't drop no bag. He didn't make it complicated anymore. Now it's just me and you. Like, come on, let's make a fight. And shout out to Caleb because he's applying that pressure to Edgar. And Edgar don't like it, man. And we're gonna see Edgar. He's gonna look like a duck here soon if he don't fight Caleb Plant. We're gonna give him that label. So shout out to Caleb Sweethand Plants for applying that pressure to Edgar Berlanga because Edgar Berlanga has just been out the ring since that loss, and he's been having that Canelo parade for taking the L way too long, bro. It's like, man, at least Munguia. I think Munguia probably won some rounds in his fight with Canelo. We know Edgar Berlanga didn't win any rounds in his fight with Canelo Alvarez. Like, he lost. It was sweet, man. So he needs to stop sitting over there acting like he's an A-side fighter because he lost to Canelo as he got dropped and got up. It's like, bro, you like, stop it, my guy. You need to cut it out, man. Jaime Munguia and the Mbili fight is now in jeopardy. You know what I'm saying? Because of this loss that Jaime just took. It's at a point now where like Jaime Munguia gonna have to fight against this rematch, get it back in blood, and then Mbili gonna have to fight now because he can't sit around and wait for Jaime. We gotta hope both these guys get wins, like I said, so they can meet up in September. You know what I'm saying? Mexican Independence Day. But I don't know. Like, a lot can happen between now and then, man. That's the problem with boxing timeline. But if you're a source, you go in and try to do what you did, bro. Try to go land another punch. Like, you already know this guy. He just staying right there after the combos. He not moving his head around. And that's a problem, man. Jaime Munguia needs to cut that out. You need to really understand that, bro, you need to move your head off the line as soon as you punch. Because I don't understand it. Like, how he's not moving his head. But this is boxing, man. This is boxing. Yo, mic check. I might cut out. Yeah, but shout out to everybody for tuning in, man. Make sure you smash that like button when you come in. I really appreciate everybody, man. Um, it was a good weekend of boxing, despite not no like big fight. I know we had the Monte Carlo card, Matchroom Monte Carlo, MJ Akhmadaliev. He got the big win. And Chet Ward, man, he lost in the co-main event. I think it was the you know another Matchroom guy who's I think a prospect, making his way up in that cruiserweight division. It's like, damn. Uh, Eddie Hearn having a rough year, buddy. He's having a rough year. Yeah, man. What's going on, Oscar? He said, I feel that Roach was polishing his offensive style to the point it was good, but Morales, he went backwards. Yeah. Yeah, he's been with Morales his last 2 fights, I believe. And, in the Eric Bazinian fight, he started off the same way. He started off good and didn't end so well. Like Bazinian started to come on late. And, this fight kind of went the same way, except for he got knocked out, man. Like he started off good, dropped dude in the second round. And then the back end of the fight before he got stopped, he just, what I'm saying, the activity. It's weird because like he's throwing a lot of punches, landing a lot of punches, but he's staying in the kitchen. He doesn't move his head off the line, and I just don't understand when he's throwing when you're practicing this in the gym. How is Eric Morales not telling them to get off the line when you're done with your work, man? But it's to me it looks like habits because I feel like Munguia's defense hasn't been great for a while. So I feel like it's been like that for a while. But I don't know, man. I don't know what Jaime does. I don't know where he goes after this. But what I do know about Jaime Munguia is he's a fan-friendly fighter. Like he is an excellent fighter. He's good at what he does, and he's bringing that fan base with him no matter what because they know that he's gonna fight a lot. He's gonna fight hard, and he's gonna go out on a shield, man. It's either gonna be you or him. So I mean, this is that fire he plays with, but at the same time, man, I just don't understand how he thinks he's gonna be able to sustain his career by fighting this way. You cannot be blocking punches with your head, Jaime. It don't make no sense, buddy. Even this guy who had like 4 KOs was able to stop you. Like that's wild, man. And then people want to talk about Canelo Alvarez. I don't think that's fair to Canelo, man, to be honest. Canelo carried that man in their fight. Shout out to Just Do Boxing. What's going on, Brody? Just doing a little spontaneous because I know for sure I ain't getting on the rest of the week, man. So I figure I just pop out. Shout out to Oscar, man. He said, Morales said in the interview with Valdez, I don't listen to nobody. I don't even like receiving advice. I try my things out if it works good. Yeah, and that's a problem, man. You probably right. You probably Morales probably is just in the gym with Jaime himself instead of having another set of eyes. I'm not saying you got to have a whole bunch of coaches in there, but you got to have a few dudes around you that you respect their boxing knowledge and you trust them when they're gonna drop some knowledge. Like shout out to Bomac. He got, what I'm saying? He got Red with him. And then, he got somebody else with him too. Bernie the boxer there too. They a team, but Raul and Red. So they a team. And they all respect each other's opinions. Yeah, man. And it's like one of those things where, basically you take input from everybody into the fighter and you game plan that way as a team. Morales, shout out to him. He was a great fighter and all that. Legend in Mexico. But brother, you gotta listen to people when they telling you Jaime Munguia he ain't got no defense. You gotta correct that. So that's unfortunate for Jaime because he's the one going in there, man, doing the fighting. And if Morales not gonna be responsible enough to teach him how to defend himself, that man gonna, you know what I'm saying? He gonna get battered around. His career not gonna end right, and he ain't gonna be right for his kids when he's older, man. Yeah, he said, I know I kind of be sick. I was gonna come out early myself. Yeah, Yeah, I feel you, bro. I feel you, man. Just gotta grind it out, man. Almost there. Shout out to everybody doing it's Christmas holidays. Getting in that time of the year, man. I know this is the last week of school for my kids before Christmas break, so shout out to everybody. Yeah, Oscar. Yep. Eric is a legend of the sport as a fighter, but as a coach, he's still learning the ropes. Yeah. And like it attests to me as like just like Roy Jones Jr., man. I love Roy Jones Jr. as a fighter, but as a coach, I don't even think he understands that Roy, you can't coach people the way you was coached because your athletic abilities was so out of this world, brother. That I'm not saying you relied on it, but you was just that much gifted than everybody else with those reflexes. So it's hard for you to teach guys things that can't be taught, man. Those are God gifts there, the reflexes that Roy Jones had. Yeah, man. So what else we got? The Monte Carlo card. MJ called out anyway. You know what? I like the call out, but I hate the situation, man. I hate the circumstances with it. Anytime a fighter got to go to court to get his mandatory in the ring with him, that just goes to tell me that the sanctioning body is not doing their job. And that's a problem, man. You know what? We got one more day left in the WBA convention. If they don't come out and order this MJ fight versus anyway, bro, it's gonna be a shame for MJ that because he's out here promoting, he's out here beating that drum that anyway's ducking him, and that he needs to fight anyway, and anyway needs to fight him. Cool. I don't know what anyways order of the belts are, if they are order. He had a fight, so whatever it's got pushed back. So isn't MJ next then in line? But the WBA, from my point of view, they ain't come out and order this. Like they ain't come out. Maybe they did, and maybe I should Google that to make sure they did. But I ain't never seen them come out and order that. You know what I'm saying? And this is the problem with boxing, man. Like we got the WBA convention right now going on. They can order that fight right now. Just like the WBC, we just saw their convention and we saw all the fights they ordered. You know what I'm saying? They were getting it done in the WBC. The WBA out here playing around with people's 3%, man. They in the Caribbean Royale at Jake Paul event having after parties with these fighters 3% pay. Like this is crazy. They ain't ordering no fights this week, the WBA. And Errol Spence is right. I don't know what they do with my 3%. Yo, Errol, this is what they doing, man. Popping bottles on your 3%. Sitting down, giving out awards to Jake Paul for promoter of the year. They ain't ordering fights. That's what they supposed to be doing. At WBC, we saw what they did. They ordered Mbilli and Jaime. They ordered Steven Nelson and Pacheco. They ordered Bottle Jacks coming back, reinstated him. You know, they said the Morrell fight and David fight was going to be for undisputed, like the next fighter, whoever wins gets undisputed. They did some things, you know. They took that 3% and said, okay, for the fighters, here you go. The WBA just sitting around having a big old party with that 3%. This is crazy. Like, I ain't seen nothing from the WBA convention. I even forgot it was going on. The only reason why I knew it was going on was because I saw some of the Jake Paul card, and that's pretty much the reason why they're down at the Caribbean. Is because, like, you know, they always have a big event during these conventions. So that was a part of the convention, was the Jake Paul card. So, like, shout out, I hope some guys are down there getting ranked up higher at least. You know, I haven't heard much news about that. The rankings, we won't see them till later in the month. But there hasn't been no order for no champs. You know what I'm saying? Like, why Lamont Roach ain't getting no order? Why any of these guys holding WBAs ain't getting no order to fight nobody, man? This don't make no sense. Like, these sanctioning bodies is just stealing money from these guys. Like, the WBA is crazy, man. No wonder why BoxRec just dropped them out of their, recognizing them as a belt, because they do ridiculous stuff like this. Like, you have a convention, all you guys want to do is pop bottles and give out seminars. No, man, it's supposed to be for the fighters. It ain't for you and your little buddies to sit around and spend money that the fighters give you from that 3% that you take off they pay. Nah, man, enforce some shit. The WBA is sick right now, man. Errol Spence out here, I don't know what they do with my 3%. We seeing Earl. They sitting down popping bottles. They going to Jake Paul cards and saying, we're going to give Jake Paul a big old award, and we all going to go pop some bottles on y'all pay that y'all been giving us all year. 3%. MJ out here looking crazy going to court to get a fight with anyway. When you, the WBA, should be enforcing that. Y'all should be lining it up. Calling anyway. Like, yo, you getting stripped, bro, if you don't fight him next. That's all you got to do. Show me that you work for the fighters. Show me that my 3% that I'm paying you is enforcing something. Is making me get up there to these big level fights, man. Or else what the hell we doing? We should all do like Barboza and just drop it. Just drop the fees, man. Because like Barboza, he's been Teofimo Lopez is number one for so long. And I don't blame him for, okay, Big Turk called me for the biggest check, bro. You ain't getting my 3% from that. Hell no. I would have said the same thing too. Riddick Bowe, yo, throw that stupid WBA belt out the ring. Yo, what's going on, Doc? Yo, what's going on, brethren? All is good, brother. Yeah, man, these sanctioning bodies is crazy, bro. All they do is steal. They steal from boxing, and they make a mockery of it to a point of like, that's why I'm mad at the whole belt situation, because it's because of this situation. Like, if I get interim or mandatory status, yo, shout out to the WBC. They did something that I didn't think was right. They moved Spence up to 1. You know who this guy leapfrogged? Let me show y'all who Spence leapfrogged in the WBC rankings, man. Because it's actually pretty, it's disgusting, man. It's nasty work, nasty. But all the guys he leapfrogged, they fighting just now. Look, Sergey Boacek is fighting this coming Saturday. Spence ain't been in the ring since Crawford. Somehow he number 1 over him. Israel Madrimov is going to be in the ring in February. Spence ain't been in the ring since Terrence Crawford. Somehow he number 1 over him. Xander, we saw him earlier this year. Charles Conwell, we saw him yesterday. Jesus Ramos, we going to see him, I think, in, I want to say on the Tank undercard. I think so. we going to see him, though, next year. Callum Walsh, we see him. He's at number 7. Bro, like, how does Errol Spence leapfrog all those names and he ain't even fought at 54? At least them guys fight there. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's crazy. Yeah, don't forget to smash that like button. Yes, sir. So Spence gonna leapfrog them all because the WBC was doing things. But shout out to the IBF, because the IBF don't play. And that was the first belt that Spence got at 47 was the IBF. And they don't even have him ranked. You know what I'm saying? I think they ordered Lubin versus Andre Holmes for the eliminator of the IBF. I think that's what they ordered. IBF don't even have a convention and they ordering fights. But they do that on a regular. They be ordering, they be moving their division or their belts along. They make their champions fight mandatories. They ain't like the other dudes. But shout out to the WBO, because the WBO said we're not sanctioning our belt against Errol Spence with Fundora because Spence ain't even fought at 54. He's not ranked in the top 15. So we're not recognizing him. And you can't, bro, because you got other dudes who've been paying sanctioning fees at 154, moving up the ranking. How can you leapfrog Spence in there? You can't. Especially when he's coming off a loss. It'd be different if he brought something with him to the table. Like if he brought some belts, came off a big win maybe at 54, somebody in the ranking. You can justify it, but you can't justify it with Errol Spence's last fight being Terrence Crawford, because Terrence Crawford has now he's used his WBA to go up to 54 and win a title. And he used his WBO to be the interim. So he's the interim in the WBO, and he's got the full WBA. You know, that whole situation is still a mess of the WBA because the champion recesses Jermell Charlo. Jermell, sorry. Jermell is the champion recess, so he can come back whenever he's ready. And that's another thing. This champion and recess thing, they need to fix that, man. Because like, how could you just sit on the shelf like that? We ain't seen Mel since the Canelo fight, and he can get back right in with a title fight, jump off the porch and get right back in. Just like Badu Jack did. We don't know how long Badu Jack's been sitting down as champion recess, but he just jumped off the porch and now he's going right back into a title fight, just in time. You know, it seems very convenient that he's doing that. You know. It seems like he was waiting on that Turkey Al-Sheikh check, because you know Turkey Al-Sheikh has the other cruiserweights over there. He has Ramirez and Jay Apataya. Yeah, this guy hasn't fought in almost 2 years. In February, Badu Jack will be 2 years out the ring. I don't know why, but that's when he won the WBC title in Saudi Arabia. And yeah, he's gonna be out the ring 2 years in February, and he's coming right back into it in a title fight against Ryan Rozicki. Shout out to the Canadian. But I don't understand it. I don't get it. These rules sometimes they don't make sense. I mean, I feel like if you out for but they did it for the WBC. They put themselves in this position because they did it for Jamal Charlo. He was out for 2 years too. And Carlos Adames, if we all remember, he was petitioning to get that belt. Like, he wanted that belt. And he couldn't get it because, you know, Jamal Charlo was the champion recess. And yeah, now Carlos Adames is finally the full WBC champion. And he gets to defend and move the division on. But it's just a shame that we got these sanctioning bodies in the game, making it difficult for everybody because, you know, they just, I don't know, man. They just seem like, I don't know, it's all money grab, man. That's the only way I could call it. They want to keep the belt with the certain fighters who can generate big money. Because let's be honest, man, that 3% is different when it's coming from, you know, certain guys. When it's coming from the top dogs like Inoue and Canelo and even Crawford now. He's got Turkey Al-Sheikh. That 3% is a little different when it's coming from those guys versus, you know, Jonas Tellis, who else is in the ranking? Ramos Jr., even Charles Conwell. Like, it's going to generate difference. So those guys ain't going to get treated fairly. Even Spence generates more than those guys. That's probably why he's getting the leapfrog for the WBC. But I salute the WBO for standing on 10, because back when Terrence Crawford and Spence was coming up, you know what they said about the WBO? They weren't recognizing it of the PBC. They weren't showing Terrence Crawford as the champion who had the WBO. They didn't even recognize that belt. So shout out to the WBO for standing on business and saying, remember that time y'all didn't want to recognize us? And now you think you won't get a shot at our belt when he ain't even fought in our sanctioning body? He ain't even won our belt? Because Terrence Spence never held the WBO belt. You know, Terrence Crawford brought that to the table for their undisputed fight. So he never held it. So they don't look at him like that. They don't look at him like we're going to do you any favors, because the whole time he was over there on that side of the street talk, you guys want to talk about how the WBO wasn't a real belt. That was y'all whole campaign. Y'all never showed Terrence Crawford. It was, you guys were always showing your guys, showing love to the WBA, IBF, WBC, and literally said WBO ain't no real champ. Like, that's crazy. Only the PBC would do something so wild like that, man. I never understood it, because they could have built that fight up so much hype. Like, that fight should have been bigger than 600K, man. We all know that. You know, I thought that fight would have did at least 800K the pay-per-view wise, but it was over marinated. That's what happened with that fight. And shout out to Errol Spence for putting his foot down and telling Al, like, make the freaking fight. because if he didn't do that, we wouldn't have got that fight, man. Just plain and simple. And it's interesting to know now what we know now about Turki Al-Sheikh and him being in contact with Terrence Crawford at the end of Crawford's contract with Top Rank. And, Terrence Crawford did say he had somebody that would invest in the fight. It makes you think now, was that Turki Al-Sheikh the whole time? And did Al Heyman miss out on being the first promoter to work with Turki Al-Sheikh? Because that was before Eddie Hearn matchroom, that was before Queensberry. It could have been Al Heyman sitting there with Big Turk. You know what I'm saying? They could have been making the moves, leaving Showtime. Big Turk could have said, yo, you guys need a network? All right, I'll supply the money. Boom. Here's your budget for the year. Can you imagine if Turki Al-Sheikh would have did that instead of went over the matchroom with Eddie Hearn? The PBC would be it right now. But they turned down that investment opportunity. But I don't even know if that was the opportunity. So I'm speaking in hypotheticals. It's not facts. Don't run with that. Don't go clip it and say, yo, this guy said Turki Al-Sheikh was gonna finance the fight for Spence Crawford. Nah, that's not true. I'm just saying Crawford did say he had an investor. And then it was around the timeline that he's saying Turki Al-Sheikh was talking to him about signing. So, he fulfilled his contract. His contract with the PBC was only for a rematch with Errol Spence Jr., and that didn't happen at 47. So he got to move on. Shout out to Crawford for that, man. Constructing that contract in a certain way to where you can do what you got to do. But yeah, make sure y'all smash that like button when you come in. Subscribe to the channel. And make sure you don't say nothing wild or you're getting kicked out the chat. Just like this. Yeah. Getting drop kicked, man. Salute to everybody. Yeah, man. Yeah. Oh, yeah, for sure, bro. I should have dropped the link. Yeah, I'm always having people on, brother. It ain't nothing. I'm not gonna be on here too long now. Yeah, boy, that kid kicked freaking Arnold, bro. That was crazy work.
What? Bro, what are you talking about, man?
But those kids probably don't even know who Arnold is, bro. That they mad young. They don't even know who that man is. Badass kids, yo. They let that kid get away and do some wild stuff to Arnold. That was wild. But yeah, so the boxing rankings, the WBA had their convention. Jake Paul won Promoter of the Year for the WBA, I believe. I'm not sure what other awards they had. I saw Christy Martin got an award. Shout out to Christy Martin. Amanda Seriano was there giving it to her. That was a good little thing to see for women's boxing, one trailblazer to another. And yeah, man, Chef Clark lost. Chef Clark, man, my Jamaican brother, upset. He, like I said, he looked shaky in that fight early, man. He got clipped, and I was like, oh man, this don't look good. Like Chef was his whole balance was just off, man. But I think it was for a title. I think that was for like the Commonwealth title. I don't know if he had it or if they were fighting for it. But look, man, losses aren't bad things in boxing. Like this is telling us that boxing is competitive. I don't know why people just want to watch fights where they know the outcome. Like that don't make no sense, man. So what's the point of watching the fight? Why would I want to pay $40 for something that I know what's gonna happen? Nah, give me some fights that I know are gonna, like, you know what I'm saying, go a certain way, because I'd rather the unknown when it comes to boxing, man. The unknown is always the best because it's gonna have a little bit of controversy. It's gonna have an excitement. It's definitely gonna bring a new storyline to the head, man. Like look at this Jaime Munguia situation. We never knew this dude before, but let's be honest. He's Ceres, he's known now, and he's gonna get the rematch, so he's gonna get another payday with Jaime. And yeah. Yeah, that was for Chef Clark was fighting for the European Cruiserweight title. So he was stepping up. And both of these guys were undefeated. Leonardo Masquasi, Frenchman, Dominican, 15-0. He's now 16-0, 9 KOs. Like this guy, that was like they were matched up tough. You know, Chef Clark took a loss, but he's young enough he can get it back. That's all we want to see is the guys bounce back. We don't want to see the dude sit down on the loss and, you know what I'm saying? Don't come back. Like, bro, you got to come back. Damn. Oh, Chef Clark's 34. Damn. Oh, yeah, he went through the Olympic. Oh, shoot. He went the Olympic route. Oh, never mind. He got to get right back on that horse, man. He's only got 11 fights. Yeah, that's not a good loss for Chef Clark. Shoot. Yeah, he got to bounce right back on it and get going, man. Because honestly, 34, yeah, brother, you probably got like legit 2 good years. And then we start talking about age. So you're going to have to get busy here. You ain't got no time to sit down and grieve about that loss. Got to get going, man. It's crazy. Oh, shoot. Shout out to Sarah Bailey. She defended her title up in Toronto, Canada on Thursday, December 12th. She's now 5-0, WBA champion, light flyweight champion. And Sukhdeep Singh, man, he took an L, but she was fighting his ass off, man. Shout out to Sukhdeep. He was fighting for the IBO super welterweight title, the vacant IBO, full IBO. Shout out to the IBO because they got a ranking system. Even though it is computerized, it's not your typical ranking system. It is computerized. It's at least a system that they have and that they go by. You know what I'm saying? If you're not in that computer system, you can't be fighting for their belt. And that's just how it should go. No, if you're not in the system, how you gonna be fighting for the belt? But the IBO, they is a recognized belt in my opinion, man. I don't know why they don't say that they're not the big four. That belt's been around forever. It's frowned upon because I think they're a profit. I think, these other guys, they say they're a non-profit. The IBO is a profit. Like they say that they're a profit company. So that's why they're not recognized. I'm telling you, man, boxing the only place you can pull this foolery, this craziness. It's the Wild Wild West for real. And people just don't care. These guys, all these other four, telling the boxing world, the IBO is not a part of the big four because they're a for-profit company. They're for profit. That's what they're telling you. Well, at least they telling us the truth, man, because they saying stuff that you guys don't want to say. Like, y'all for profit too, but y'all going to act like you're not. Like, you guys are doing the right thing for boxing. You guys are doing it all the right way. But the IBO, how dare they say they're for profit? At least they just being upfront with it. You guys just straight lying.
Yeah.
Lying out your teeth, man. You guys deserve it if I see you, brother.
You tweet to the heavyweight champion of the world that he can have your leftovers?
Yeah, smoke. You guys don't even understand, man. Boxing is the Wild Wild West. That's why if you have a little bit of chump change, you can come in the game and shake it up. Because money makes the world go round. Definitely makes boxing go round. But yeah, the IBO, they are for-profit companies, so they're viewed differently because of that. It's unfortunate, but that's what it is, man. I'd rather them be open and honest with it. Shout out to Usyk and Fury. They fighting for it in Saudi. Shout out to Arthur Beterbiev and Dmitry Bivol. They fighting for it again in February. Nothing wrong with that, man. Excuse me. But yeah, man, it was definitely an eventful weekend of boxing. It's everybody saying out there, man. Thanks for tuning in. Y'all. I appreciate y'all. Smash that like button when you come on in. But my guy and Billy now, he gonna have to go fight a fight. Hopefully Munguia can get back in the win column, get that you know what I'm saying, get that back in blood, as they say. But we'll see, man. Shout out to Keyshawn Davis. It looks like February 14th. He gonna be fighting against Dennis Baranchek for the WBO title. So shout out to Keyshawn, man, because Keyshawn really grown on to me, man. He really applying that pressure. I think he's growing by each fight. His confidence, you can definitely see his confidence is getting there. So Keyshawn Davis is gonna be one of them ones, man. He gonna put a lot of people on notice. And yeah, if you Tank Davis, man, I don't even know if Tank's gonna end up fighting him. I just think like he's too young. He's at a point where, you know, Tank said he's gonna retire. So we gotta see how this plays out. There's just a lot of moving parts. But I do want to see Tank Davis versus Keyshawn Davis. I would love to see it. The unification bout. Should Keyshawn win, but Dennis Baranchek ain't no walk in the park, man. That's gonna be a tough ass fight. You know, Baranchek is a tough customer. Comes from that Ukrainian tutelage with that high pedigree of Vasily Lomachenko and Usyk. I believe they're both his partners in the Olympics, like teammates. So like high level boxing, man. And Keyshawn Davis is gonna have to show us all the tools in the toolbox, you know, to beat Baranchek, get that WBO title. And shout out to Keyshawn, man, because he's been on a steady rise. And, you know, top rank they started to push him, you know, and now they right behind him. They telling him, like, you are a guy, man. If you look at how everybody's being moved, Keyshawn's being moved to that level of stardom. They want him to be the guy. So shout out to him for getting his own fight in Virginia. And then, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the gaming marshal, brother. Yeah. What's going on? Yeah, man. I don't know why my notifications don't be going on, but this is a pop-up stream, you know. I just posted this one actually. And I know the rest of my week is gonna be busy. So I was like, I just gotta get on now because I'm probably not gonna get on the rest of the week, brother. Like I'm trying to secure an interview with Russ Amber, but I can't promise him anything because I don't even know what my schedule is gonna be like. I know tomorrow I'm gonna be tied up, but I don't know. Shout out to Meow Meow. Fury has gained significant weight. Who do you think will hold the center of the ring? Yeah, in that first fight, I thought like Fury did. He didn't hold the center of the ring as much as I wanted him to. I felt like he was a bit too much on that back foot, especially the second half of the fight. I didn't understand that. You know, I thought we were gonna see more. Like I thought it was gonna be a more boring fight, to be honest, because I thought Fury was gonna lean on Usyk a lot. You know, I thought he was gonna get him, you know, wrestle him and wear him down. You know, put the big body on Usyk to make him move him, but he didn't do that very much. And I don't know if that's Usyk is quick, couldn't get to him. I don't know, man. And I think those Wilder fights took something out of Fury. You know, both of them, bro. Both of them since they fought each other haven't looked the same. You know, they've had lackluster performances ever since. And I just think their wars took something out of each guy. In the Usyk fight, we saw it down the line because, man, when Fury was going from pillar to post around that ring, like when he was doing that, I think it was the 9th round when Usyk almost stopped the fight, he would have got stopped, man, if that referee didn't call that knockdown when he went into the ropes because the ropes kept him up. But had the ref just let Usyk just keep pounding him, that could have been dangerous, man. He could have been out cold. So shout out to Fury, though. I think it's gonna be a hell of a fight, man. Who's your favorite boxer? Man, that's such a tough question because I don't have like one guy that I just love. But if I had to pick, it'd probably be Roy Jones and Roberto Duran. Man, those are my dudes. And then like I was a huge Oscar fan growing up because I got to watch him. And like Oscar De La Hoya ain't nothing like the promoter as a fighter. He fought everybody. He was an entertaining guy. He was a very good puncher, very good body puncher, good style. Oscar was great when he was fighting. Man, we need more Oscar De La Hoya guys. Honestly, my favorite is probably Lennox Lewis or Riddick Bowe. Okay. I wish they would have fought, man. Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe. They didn't fight, man. That was the one fight we didn't get from that generation. Was those two. And they were both like, I think they fought in the amateurs, but I would have rather see it in the pros, when they were both polished, both battle tested, both highly leveled. Shout out to Riddick Bowe, man. He did something that I'm talking about. Some fighter you need to do is just throw them belts in the garbage over. When Riddick Bowe did that, I was like, damn. Riddick Bowe threw the belts up the ring in the trash can. Like Anthony Joshua. Anthony Joshua did the Riddick Bowe, man. He did the Riddick Bowe for real, Anthony Joshua. He got it from Riddick Bowe. Riddick Bowe was a monster. I honestly don't know who would win. Yeah. No, you're right, man. A lot of people say like Lennox Lewis ducked Riddick Bowe. I didn't live through it, so I don't really know. But I don't feel like Lennox ducked anybody, man. I feel like anybody who Lennox fought, even when he lost, he spun the block and he got the win back. So he definitely didn't run from people. I don't think so. I just think the fight just never happened, just never materialized. Sometimes business is business, Yeah, Lennox has so many big fights. It's like, man, was he ducking? Like, can we say that honestly? But people gonna say what they gotta say, so do what they gotta do. But yeah, I was trying to. The only reason why I was getting on early is because Russ Amber, who I know, he's a cut man. He's doing Usyk's corner, so he's in Saudi Arabia right now. And we're gonna try to get a live stream going, interview during the day. I don't even know if he's in Saudi yet. I have to message him tonight. Oh, not tonight. I should message him tomorrow morning. Early. I'll wake up early, try and message him. Yeah, I basically just wanted to get his input on what's going on in Saudi. How's it going? How did Usyk's camp go? The first fight, how did it go? What did they think of Tyson Fury? Because I still think Tyson Fury's got something in the tank. So yeah, man. No matter who you are, you will feel Bo's power. He was insane. But Lennox Lewis, man, he had the IQ, his jab. Yeah. Yeah, Lennox had that nice jab, that rangy jab. He knew how to control the ring. He control his opponents too. But Lennox Lewis and Riddick Bowe, like that's something that we just never got, man. I'm sure there's a lot of fights in boxing when you look down them. We're like, man, we just never got it. Like even some people think that, Hagler and Leonard, they fought too late. Like, Leonard caught Hagler on the back end of his career. Some people think that if he fought the prime Hagler, he would have beat Leonard. Some people do think that. And, shout out to Floyd Mayweather. He also caught some dudes. People think, if he fought Pacquiao back when they were supposed to fight, that it would have been a different fight. But those are all hypotheticals because it did happen. Shout out to Define Honorary in the building. What's going on, brother? Appreciate you. I didn't even give people their horns when they come in, man. I'm being disrespectful, but nah, I'm just tired, y'all. It's working all nights on the weekend. Thank you everybody for tuning in, smashing that like button, man. Yeah, I'm excited for Usyk Fury too. I hate that Madrimov is out of his fight with Boyacek because I really wanted to see that fight because I wanted to measure Crawford's win and measure Virgil Ortiz's win with those guys. Like that's what I felt that was because Sergey Boyacek and Madrimov were arguably top of the 54 division before Crawford and Virgil and all these other guys jumped up. So I thought it was going to be a situation of where we get to see just how good was Madrimov, how good was Boyacek. He dropped Virgil Ortiz twice. So that's why I wanted to see that fight, man. But I also understand the styles make fights. Madrimov does not fight like Virgil Ortiz. And, Sergey Boychuk is not no Terrence Crawford. So it could have literally been a one-sided fight. Or it could have been an even fight just because the styles are so different. Yeah, I go to my grave saying Leonard didn't beat Hagler, but Hagler my favorite fighter ever. So yes, I'm biased. Yeah. Yeah, man. Yeah, no, Hagler, he's definitely one of the warriors, man. One of the best. I think he's probably the best. I don't know, man. Bernard Hopkins' run at middleweight was really, really good too. But yeah, Hagler's probably one of the best middleweights ever. Like I think it's Bernard, Hagler, Triple G. Those are my favorite middleweights. And those guys all had like reigns. That's why I say Bernard's was a little bit better, I think, because I don't know. Bernard beat better fighters, but he also lost some fights in there. Hagler, he only lost to Leonard, I think. And he lost to somebody else too. Shoot, man. Y'all gonna have to help me, but I think he lost to I think did Hagler have 2 losses? I think he lost to somebody else, but I know he lost to Leonard near the end. And I don't really care for the losses. Oh, yeah, 3 losses. Okay. But I know that Roberto Duran was my guy because of what he was doing inside of boxing. Like he was doing all of the stuff we asked him to do, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He was doing everything. Lennox versus Bo is power versus skill. Yeah. He said, hey, Dr. Boxing Taco. God bless. What's going on, Mike? Salute, brother. Thanks for tuning in, man. Make sure y'all smash the like button, and I really appreciate the support, brother. DBT, salute. Yep. Look more handsome by the day. Oh, whoa. What's going on, man? That's a blessing. Great to hear. Yeah, man. I hope everybody's doing good. I hope everybody's getting ready for the holidays, man. Getting ready for the festivities. Yeah, it's gonna be a busy week for me because I'm finishing my move to my new house, and then literally I got Christmas dinner on the 22nd with my wife's family. So we gotta get in the house, get the house ready, get the food. You know me, man. I got little kids, so I gotta get them all. The house all done up nice. We up here in Canada. It hasn't snowed yet, so I'm praying it holds out for the week, and hopefully we get a white Christmas. It's been. I'll tell you guys something. Global warming is real, man. Like the last 2 Christmases I had here, they've been mild weather. Like, when I mean mild, I mean like usually around Christmas time. Up here, we got a whole bunch of snow, and it's like what you see in the movies, man. It's a white Christmas, what we call it. Last few years, man, you still seeing grass, bro. The world is definitely changing, brother. Like, it ain't supposed to be like that up here. Not this time of year. We supposed to have snow by now. Trust me. But yeah, shout out to Marvin Hagler and Roberto Duran, all the 4 Kings, man. Thomas Hearns, Sugar Ray Leonard. Those guys actually all fought each other. Something we ask our 4 horsemen to do, and we're just at a different time in boxing when. And like I no slight to these dudes. I get it, man. These guys want to get compensated. They want to get paid well to do what they do. But I think there's got to be a point when you're just like, man, you're asking too much for too much money, brother. You're just asking for too much money. Not gonna lie, we need to give credit to Andrew Galata. Yes, he did low blows, but outboxing someone as big and as powerful as Riddick Bowe is insane. Yo, wasn't he the guy who quit? Andrew Galata? I forget who he's fighting. He was in the corner, and he was like, "Nah, I'm not going back out." His corner was like smacking him. I'm pretty sure that was him, Andrew Galata. I forget who he's fighting though. Maybe Lennox. I don't know. But yeah, that was hilarious, bro. His corner was like smacking him. They were trying to get him to go, and he wouldn't get off the stool, man. To find Heinrich says, that Munguia style, fan pleasing it is. Maybe when that chain goes out, it's ugly, man. I've seen it too many times. Yeah, I was saying that earlier. I said, like, Munguia's got, like, he's going to be in big fights because of his style. But his style is going to destroy him, like his career, man. This guy ain't going to be able to know who his kids are when he leaves boxing, because I think he's going to be starting to fight, I want to say tougher fights, but more dangerous opponents. And Billy was ordered, and Billy's got power. I'm sure Edgar Berlanga wants to fight him, and, Caleb Plant will piece him up. Those are all good fights, man. But if he takes the beating that he took, like in this fight with Sources, that guy's not even a puncher. And we saw what he did. What's he going to do when he gets in there with punchers, man? Oh, it's Tyson. Yeah. It was later made a no contest because Mike was... Mike, man. Mike was always on something, bro. Mike was on something, man, that whole time, man. Mike was a wild one. One of the greatest. Mike Tyson, bro. Like this, another thing about Mike is, like, for me, Mike Tyson's more aura. Like, when you look at his resume, a lot of old heads be getting mad at me when I say this, but I'm just speaking facts, bro. Mike Tyson never won his biggest fights. Like, anytime he got into some big fights, he lost, man. And that's no slow to Mike, man. He's the youngest heavyweight champion ever at 20 years old, I believe. That's an accomplishment in itself to do it at his height. But as far as like him being like the best heavyweight, we all love Mike because Mike was just knocking people loose, man. But he didn't win in the biggest fights of his career. That could have changed his whole way that he's viewed if he won some of them fights. I feel bad for Galata. He just went all there, and wasn't all there in the head. It's sad because that got in the way of what could have been a heck of a career. Yeah, you're right. He was kind of like, he was good, but he was always like in the middle, man. He was never really a threat. Sometimes that's the worst place to be in boxing, anywhere, in any sport, is just being in the middle. At least if you at the end, you know that, and you're like, you look at it a certain way, like, I'm just gonna squeeze pennies out of it. But when you're in the middle, man, you feel like you can be there, and then you also feel like you can't. You know what I'm saying? Like, it is bad. It is a bad spot to be in, man. Talk to Gabe Marshall. He said true. Define Honorary, he says, the thing with Mike, in my opinion, he didn't get those big names when he was in his prime. But that's a great point. Yeah. No, you are right, man. Like, he fought a lot of those guys later. Yeah, he did. Like, Evander, both times he fought him, it was earlier or later. Lennox was really, really late. Like, Lennox Lewis, you can probably say it's like you should have got him earlier. And yeah, man, that was definitely one for me. Not gonna lie, Riddick Bowe didn't give two shits about the undisputed. Yeah, he threw them shits in the belt, yo. That shit was funny, man. That's what I'm saying. Like, some of these fights, I wish we had a fighter in today's time that would do something like Riddick Bowe. Just throw that shit in the trash, man. Like, get that belt. Just be like, yo, these guys don't do shit for me, but take money from me. So, yo, this shit out of here. Tank Davis, he definitely tried to do it, but he didn't do it in the way that Riddick Bowe was doing it. Like, Riddick Bowe got disrespectful. Threw them belts in the trash for real. Define Honoring, he says, I would love to know when it's Berlanga next losing celebration. Yeah, man. I hear he's supposed to be fighting in Puerto Rico. Gabe Rosado out here campaigning for that fight, but we don't want to see that, man. I don't want to see Gabe Rosado. Like, I don't get, like, he had the big win over Beck the Bully, which was the knockout win, and then when they faced each other again, he got, you know what I'm saying, he pretty much got swept, man. It wasn't even a fight. So, like, I don't know, man. Gabe Rosado, to me, like, he's kind of washed, so I don't really look at him like he's gonna be doing anything crazy. And Berlanga, like, his whole career, he needs to start fighting some people. That's what he needs to start doing. Like, look at his names, man. Gabe Marshall, he said, but no one is a psycho like Bowe. Yeah, no, you're right, man. It's a different time, man. You know, guys like Riddick Bowe, James Toney, Bro Duran, those guys were mean dudes, man. They didn't really care about people's opinions. They didn't care what people thought about them, what they say. You know, these days, these guys get on the internet and go read tweets and they blocking people, get mad at people, you know what I'm saying, for having an opinion about them, get mad at people for criticizing them. It's like, brother, yo, get off the internet then, man. If you can't take it, man, just get off the internet. Like, I don't understand why you need to go read all them comments. And it's kind of funny because they trying to get the fans who are yes men. Those are the ones that they want to see. You know, and everybody not like that, man. But they gotta have a backbone. They can't be getting mad about public opinion or what people think about them. To be honest, like it is what it is, man. You can't have everybody on your side. And this is boxing, so everybody gonna have an opinion, man. No, boxing fans are the most opinionated people. Like they're gonna talk about a good performance, good and bad at the same time. You're gonna get people who you can do everything right, and they still gonna say you did everything wrong. That's just a part of the game. But yeah, you can't let it fool you, or else you're gonna end up like dead.
Doing what I do. All white, looking nice. Okay, come through.
I don't know if Ryan Garcia is taking the fight serious or not.
You gotta take the fight serious all the time, bro. I'd be like Shakur, don't say F the fans, bro. Go get the dub. Can't be out here pleasing everybody. You gotta do what's best for you in your boxing career, man. Just make no sense, man. yeah, Doc, bro. When I saw that, I honestly like Ryan Garcia. He fooled me, bro. I thought he was crazy too when he was doing all that. I'm like, this mother, he ain't gonna fight, bro. He ain't gonna make it to the fight. Yeah, but he had me fooled, man. Just like Mike Tyson.
I broke my back.
What do you mean by that? You
My
broke
back is broken.
what? A vertebrae or what portion?
Spinal.
Yo, Jim Gray was like, what, bro? Like, how the fuck you standing up? Yo, I'm telling you, boxing is crazy, man. Well, yeah, we got a year ahead of us, man. Shout out to Big Turkey Alice Sheik for dropping that February card on us. I'm excited for that, man. The last crescendo. Jeez, $26, man. And he said he's gonna add fights to this card. I don't know what fights he's gonna add to this card because I just looked at it like, bro, you can't add too much because then you gotta follow this event with something just as big. So, like, what fights do we want to see on there? Do we want to see some prospects? Do we want to see like Abdullah Mason on here, Cromwell Moulton on here? You know, do we want to see some women's boxing on here? Any women boxing fights we want to see on here? I think he can't overdo it, man. He can't add too much on this card, or else we're going to be expecting a lot from that 5v5. If he does a 5v5, I don't even know if he's going to do a 5v5 now because, you know, Matchroom and Golden Boy, they not really, that steams fell off, man. You know, we were supposed to do it, and they was all talking good. You know what I'm saying? Oscar, did he have a clapback Thursday this week? Seemed like he stopped doing that since he said that stuff about Schofield. Cause I don't know. We really got to see things because, yeah, man, this whole Turkey Alice Sheik. If he's starting the year like this, man, I'm excited for next year. I want to see what he's gonna do. He said he's gonna do an event in America too, or just outside of Riyadh because Ramadan closed. I think Ramadan starts in March, or maybe before that. Yeah, it's gotta be March because they're fighting in February. So yeah, it's gotta be March. He said Ramadan starts, so he's got to do an event outside of Riyadh. You know, during the March time. So we'll see, man. In the 90s, people couldn't just because boxers, it was mainly really strong people. But now pretty much anyone can be a boxer, no matter what their background is. So I would say boxers are not as good. Yeah, you're right, man. but like that was always a thing. Like, you can always get your boxing license as long as you're a healthy human being. Like, boxing's always been that sport where you don't need to have credentials to be in it. Like, you don't need to have a certain amount of amateur fights to be a professional fighter. You can go to your local commission. As long as your doctor says you're healthy, you can get a license. I don't know. Nah, bro, it's all good, yo. I figure it out. I usually just skim what I'm reading too. I don't even read the whole thing, bro. I got a bad habit of that. But yeah, basically what I was saying, like, yeah, you can just go anywhere to your local commission. As long as your doctor says you're healthy, you can pretty much get a license anywhere, to fight. And I do think that's a problem. But the pinnacle of the sport is anybody can win. Like, that's what we say when we say somebody's got a punch or chance. We don't believe they can win, but we believe they can land something that can make them win. That's why the sport is like that. And I just don't know. I agree with you, Game Marshall. Like, we need a system of like where you need to have accomplished XYZ before you get your license. I do agree that should be a thing. It's just, who are we to make the parameter across the world of what that should be like? There's countries that some of these guys come from that are really poor countries where they may not be able to accomplish some of the things that we want to see them accomplish, but they're great fighters, man. We look at like Marcos Maidana. I know he was the national champ. He was on the Argentinian team, but we never really knew him until he became a pro. Like, his success was in the pros, like not the amateur circuit. So some dudes are better in the pros because of the way they fight, their fighting style. And I think that's why that's all set up that way. It's because anybody had a chance for real. Our sport. That's the way we look at it. So it's tough, man. It's a slippery slope. It's not like the NBA where you gotta go play college ball, or you gotta be playing some big leagues before you can get your name called at the draft. Or like soccer, even. You gotta have a background, with teams and moving up certain leagues and be doing good at certain levels. It's not like that at all, man. It's kind of like a free for all. And that's why the top of the top are paid so much, man. They say 1% of fighters are making millions. So it's because we have so many other guys. Boxers' walkouts were so much lamer than they are now because it's just lights, fire, explosions. Yeah. You know what? There's Prince on the scene was pretty good. I like Prince. We had Showman. I mean, Roy Jones, he had a few good ones. Yeah, they were definitely not like they are now. Like you said, the explosions, the fireworks, the music, the light shows, the dancers, and the outfits too. Like, we seen Floyd Mayweather come out with the gladiator suit on, and we seen Tyson Fury come out with the Dancing in America. He was wearing the American suit, Uncle Sam. So yeah, we have, I would say, more outgoing personalities in boxing now than we've had before, and nothing wrong with that. That's always good for the sport to spice it up, But yeah, man, I'm gonna get on off here though. I gotta go get my kids from school, man. It's almost that time. They off at 2:30, and y'all know what it is, man. I really appreciate y'all. Oh yeah. Yeah, David Hay, man. Shout out to David Hay. Him and Chisora, they had one of the best like pressers lead ups ever. Like, I thought I had something here for it. No, I don't. That was awesome, bro. They were like smacking each other, spitting in each other's face. Like, those two dudes did not like each other at all, man. Derek Chisora and David Hay, they had it out for each other, man. They were doing the most when they saw each other. And you couldn't put those two dudes in the same room without a brawl breaking out. And both their teams knew it. They were like they showed up to wherever spot they were at. And they knew, man, you had to know. You was on site with it. That's just the way it was. But yeah, y'all, I just wanted to pull up on y'all. And yeah, man. Yep. They had legendary rivalries with Detroit. Yeah, and Bellew. Yeah, I forgot about Bellew too. Yeah, you're right. But yeah, make sure y'all smash the like button, man. I'm gonna head on out. I'll try to get on. Like I said, during this week, I'll probably get on a early live because yeah, Russ Amber, he's in Riyadh, so they're in a whole different time zone. Trying to get an interview with him. He's the cut man for Usyk, and you know he's a good dude. He used to be my dad's cut man too, and he's also the guy who founded Rival Boxing Gloves. Yeah, so I'm trying to get him on this week and get a Riyadh season. You know what I'm saying? Get some views from there. But thanks everybody for tuning in, and peace.